You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken tech for your ears.
Welcome along. We're digging into some really big currents shaping our tech world right now, trying to pull out the insights that matter most for you.
Yeah, there's a lot on the table today. Everything from where AI might be heading to clean energy breakthroughs, software ideas, and even shifts at big tech players.
Exactly. So let's get started. We want you to walk away feeling, really up to speed.
Sounds good.
Sure.
Well, kicking us off, Mark Zuckerberg shared this pretty optimistic view he's calling personal superintelligence.
Personal superintelligence. What's the core idea there?
He basically envisions AI dramatically speeding up human progress, really boosting what individuals can do. Think of it like AI helping you hit your big goals, create things, make experiences richer. And Meta's plan, their long-term goal, is to make it widely available.
Okay, widely available superintelligence. That's quite the vision. And it makes you wonder, doesn't it, about artificial general intelligence, AGI.
Yeah.
Is it already starting to, pay for its own development?
That's a fascinating angle, this idea of a self-improvement loop.
Right. If an AGI can solve really complex problems, drug discovery, material science that generates huge value.
And that value then fuels more research. It's a potential feedback cycle we haven't really seen before.
Exactly. And when you look at something like ChatGPT, its ability to reason, to come up with genuinely creative stuff, or even just summarize incredibly well. That summarization alone, it's not just repeating things, it shows a real grasp of the content. That feels like a pretty solid measure of intelligence, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. It requires understanding context and nuance.
And all this AI, well, it needs a ton of power, which neatly brings us to some big physical science news, particularly in energy.
You mean Helion Energy?
Yeah, Helion.
Yeah.
They've actually broken ground, started site work for what could be the first commercial fusion power plant.
That's huge news. What's the timeline?
They're aiming for a 50-megawatt reactor, specifically to power Microsoft data centers by 2028.
Wow, 2028. That really highlights how urgent the need for clean power is for the tech sector, especially with AI's demands. Fusion's always been the dream, hasn't it?
It really has a
Right.
potential game changer.
And speaking of game-changing science, it's not just energy. There's some amazing stuff happening in medicine, too. Like in Japan, they've started clinical trials
Oh, yeah.
for a drug that might let people regrow teeth they've lost.
Regrow teeth. Seriously, how does that even work?
Well, apparently humans have the latent biological potential for a third set of teeth. This drug works by blocking a protein, UZUG1 I think it's called, that normally stops that growth after our adult teeth come in.
So it just unlocks a natural ability we already sort of have?
That seems to be the idea. Researchers sound pretty hopeful, aiming for public availability around maybe 2030.
Incredible. Imagine a future without fillings or implants.
Exactly. Now, shifting gears a bit away from these massive breakthroughs to maybe some practical wisdom for building things today. There's this philosophy, choose boring technology, but there's a revisited angle now. It's basically saying, stick with established tech, stuff you understand, where you know how it fails, you know it's reliable.
Right, the tried and tested approach. So what's the revisited part?
Well, it's even more critical now with all these AI coding tools popping up, because that tech is often, a bit of a black box. So the predictability and, crucially, the debuggability of boring tech becomes your safety net. You absolutely need to be able to check what the AI is spitting out.
Ah, I see. So you need that solid, understandable foundation to even use the fancy new AI tools responsibly.
Precisely. You need to know the boring stuff really well.
That makes a lot of sense. And it ties into another idea I've been thinking about, fast software.
Fast software, as in performance.
Yeah, but it's more than just speed. When software is fast, it just feels simple. It removes that mental friction, that little hesitation or effort you need to use something slow.
Okay, I get that. Less waiting, less frustration.
Exactly. And getting software truly fast often means you have to be ruthless. You have to strip away everything that isn't absolutely essential.
Cutting features to gain speed.
Right. And doing that, making those hard choices about what really matters, that feels like the ultimate respect for the user's time and attention. It shows you've thought deeply.
That's a great point. Simplicity through speed. Okay, quick update on the platform side of things. TikTok, they're rolling out something called Footnotes.
Footnotes. Like fact-checking.
Yeah, pretty similar to X's community notes, actually. It's in a US pilot now, maybe 80,000 users contributing notes, with a mix of AI and human moderation keeping an eye on things.
Interesting. Another platform trying to tackle misinformation with user input. We'll see how that goes.
Definitely one to watch.
And one last industry shift note. Tesla. Seems they're quietly starting to sunset the Model S and Model X.
Oh, really? How so?
They've stopped taking international orders for them, the older models.
Any reason given?
Not officially in a big announcement, but the thinking seems pretty clear. Those models are just a small slice of sales now, and handling custom orders and shipments overseas for them is apparently a big logistical headache and expensive.
Right. Focus on the volume models, simplify the logistics. Makes business sense, even if they're iconic cars.
Yeah, a sign of changing priorities, I suppose. Market realities. So we've really bounced around today from like the philosophy of AI and building good software all the way to actual fusion power plants and regrowing teeth. The speed of change is just wild.
It really is breathtaking. And, it leaves us with a pretty important thought, maybe for you listening. In a world where tech is moving this fast, what's our role? What responsibility do we all have just as people trying to stay informed to help guide how it's developed ethically?
Yeah, and how do we make sure the benefits, these incredible potential benefits, actually get shared widely?
Exactly. Something to think about how all these shifts we talked about might actually touch your own life, your work, your decisions going forward.
Spoken Tech for your ears.